Hello and a warm welcome to Youth in Society. Youth in Society is a 30 minutes program that is brought to you by Light TV, empowered by S.E.I.L, a sustainable educational initiative Liberia Incorporated, a non-governmental, non-political organization that is targeted towards promoting education through sustainable development. Youth in Society is a 30 minutes informative and interactive program that highlights diverse issues that directly affect our young generation, whether positively or negatively. Today on Youth in Society, we're very privileged to have the newly elected chairperson of the National Children and Youth Advisory Board as our studio guest. And today on the show Youth in Society, we'll be talking about the role of the National Children and Youth Advisory Board in child rights advocacy in Liberia and the Child Protection Network. We'll also take a deep look at the personality of the newly elected chairperson, as he was just appointed by the United Nations Friendship Ambassador Foundation as the campus ambassador for the Winter Assembly of the United Nations that will be in February. Keep watching as we go for a very short break. We'll be right back.
My name is Austin J. Dove. Hello parents, hello brothers and sisters. Liberia no turning back. Gone are the days when we kill one another in the name of revolution. Gone are the days when girls were taken as wives for fighters. Gone are the days when men and women were terrified by the gun. No matter where you come from, this is the message that you must get. You must maintain the peace. It is about time that we stand taller like a statue of liberty. We cry for peace. We must maintain the peace. Underline it, star it, capitalize it.
The generations and to say we want to make it a better place for our children and our children's children.
Welcome back to Youth in Society. Today on the show Youth in Society, I am your presenter, Nathan Billy, founder and executive director of S.E.I.L. Like I said before we took our break, we have Mr. Wonto T. Wonto. He is serving as our guest today on the show Youth in Society, and we'll be looking at the National Children Youth Advisory Board, of which he was recently elected as the chairperson. So we'll go straightly to welcoming our studio guest today. Welcome, Mr. Wonto.
No, thank you so much, Mr. Nathan and Blee. For me, it's a tremendous privilege to be here. And I think this is a good initiative, and I want to send out a welcome retreat from me to our viewers out there, well-meaning Liberians. And as you rightly placed it, my name is Wonto T. Wonto, and I'm the chairperson of the National Children Youth Advisory Board, newly elected chairperson. And I'm this year appointed campus ambassador, coordinating Liberia delegation at the Winter Youth Assembly at the United Nations. And I'm an advocate and I'm a student of the Monopaten College of Health Sciences, reading social work.
Okay, you've heard it for yourselves. Our studio guest today is somebody who works directly within the youthful sector of Liberia. From his profile just now, you can understand that he's somebody knowledgeable to youthful issues. So, Mr. Chairperson, I'd like us to know a little bit about the institution of which you represent. That is the National Children Youth Advisory Board.
The National Children Youth Advisory Board was established by the Defense for Children International and that of Plan International Liberia to follow a case study on violence against children. And this was a global initiative by the United Nations back then in 2012. Setting up youth advisory panel and national advisory board in countries where violence against children were at an increasing pace. And in 2012, the board was established. The board is funded to create advocacy and mentorship for 40 members. And in my role now as chairperson, I've served previously as ombudsperson of the National Children Advisory Board, and then thereafter Secretary General and currently Chair-elect. So in our work, we try to create relevant advocacies on issues of national concerns that affect children and we try to foster our members into genuine mentorship and training sessions. We try to create capacity building and advocacy trainings for our members, and we create an avenue where they themselves can dive into communities where they reside, bring issues that are relevant, advocate against discrimination, advocate against the violation of children's rights. So that's the National Children Youth Advisory Board. In this role, we have led policies, we have led campaign statements, we have issued press releases, countless of press releases, and we have visited media centers discussing issues as listed in our purview.
So, can you tell us about, you talk about the 40 members, being people who are directly beneficiaries of the board's activities, or these are people who, were designated to stay on behalf of the Liberian children in general. So, how do you go about getting your 40 members as stakeholders of the board or as direct advocates of it?
Yeah, we have a purview. Like I said earlier, we are on the basis of mentorship and capacity building. We omit members that have grown, that have, within a period of time being at the National Training Advisory Board, have had capacity building trainings and have to some extent mature and can take up self-initiative and become change actors for where they find themselves.
So when you say mature, what kind of maturity are you talking about?
We talk about leadership, we talk about advocacy, we talk about individual advocacy, we talk about returning back to the environment, giving back to the environment through self-initiative, and we talk about robust, continual initiative that foster our purview. And this is what I said previously, we engage into trainings and mentorship program for our members, capacity building training on advocacy. So when members exceed that, and when you are at the age of 24, you are automatically omitted from the board.
So that's the maximum age.
That's the maximum age the board has. Yes. And
from 18 or from
the age of 8
8
years to 28
Go
or 24.
understand, it's children and youth.
Children and youth, exactly.
It's inclusive.
Yeah. So we try to be very sensitive of having both children and youth at the board. So when you have achieved that age, we omit you, and then we allow you to go and take up individual advocacy, shining a light on what you have been taught as member of the board. And then we also try to omit members who have traveled. Instances are such where members lost their life, and then members who are ill, who feel that
unforeseen circumstances.
Definitely unforeseen circumstances. And I think if to some extent you feel like you can no longer continue with the board, you feel like you have had another opportunity, external opportunities, we try to allow you to go, and this is how we work. So all of our 40 members are members who have demonstrated extreme leadership in their environment, in their schools, who have shown the potential of being agents of change, who we can rely on to shine out the purview of the board out if they are taught and if they are inclusive of the board course of others. So that's how we do our recruitment. The last recruitment, I remember we had students from St. Teresa Convent, we had students from the J.J. Rabel, Carol Baptist, and series of other schools.
So high schools and...
Yeah, definitely. And most likely, I remember a time of in our last recruitment, we had a debate program on the Day of African Child, where we had participating schools. We were actually initiating that as well, sparking up potential members of the National Children Youth Advisory Board. And within the case of that, we had students from the Lane Middle, Carol Baptist, who were added onto the National Children Youth Advisory Board.
So what about children who are not privileged to be in school? Don't they have the opportunity or right to be members of the board? Because you mentioned in your recruitment high school. So what about other people who are not in high school? How do you
we have students who are from colleges. We also have students like we are being sensitive of what we look forward to have. We also have members who are underprivileged. Like the board have 40 minimum space for member. 40 members at a given time to be trained into genuine and robust advocacy and leadership. So we try to be sensitive on how we go about doing our recruitment. being inclusive of having people from different diverse localities within Liberia. And then we also have countless culture that we have Bomi and we have Lofa, and members have matriculated to the stage where we feel they can be brought to the national board, then we try to bring them through. And that's how we've been working. The goal here is that we definitely can get all of the youth and children from Liberia being part of the board. We have partners that we partner with the Liberian Children Parliament. Do initiative, we engage in the communities where within our community, all of the young people and children, the elderly people are beneficiaries of these services provided. And yeah, to some extent, through our media talk show, through our global and local advocacy, we found that interesting that the board is making impact in people to unforeseen individuals that we don't see, but definitely they are being impacted by what they have heard, what they have seen, and that's how the board works.
Okay, so that's the background and how the recruitment is done.
Definitely.
How new people join the board, new firebrand advocates join the board. So let's talk about the recent election, because I understand that the board has gone through a transition. So let's show a light a little bit on the election or the electoral process of the board.
Yeah.
How is it done at the level of, looking at an advocacy group and having election there, because we understand how politics can be very intense at times. So how is it different from our normal politics here? How is it done?
Actually, when I was in high school, I remember famous philosophical quote. I said, power will intoxicate a man as one is stronger here. No man is good enough, not worthy enough to be trusted or never. In same manner, the step approaches to achieving power can be something of extreme circumstances. You got colleagues in electoral process, electionary period, you have colleagues going against each other. You have people saying things against each other. But at the level of the National Training Advisory Board, we have a genuine focus and we believe in everybody's ability. And this is what our electoral processes are not of issues of the contemporary politics. They are more issue-driven, policies-driven, plan of action-driven. What's your manifesto? What do you have to fulfill? Why do you think you are better than the other candidate contesting against you? And this is what we provided as a team. And we have series of boards or positions that were contested for. We have the chairperson, we have the co-chair, we have our secretary general, ombudsperson, assistant ombuds, program, assistant program. And in these positions, you have to present a platform. What will you achieve? Each of these positions have term of references. As a chairperson, I had a term of reference. Like I had to spearhead mentorship and then lead the members into a series of advocacies. Like I need to demonstrate leadership to lead a group of potential young people. And this is what I have within my platform. So we went to the electoral process, we had a debate as normal, discussing what you have in your platform. And obviously the members of the board felt that to some extent I was their preferred candidate. Not very like I was more better than other candidates, but it felt at that point in time I was preferred to lead the board to what the anticipation and expectation was geared towards. And that we have other teams, and we even have you appointed as program officer, which is elected as program officer. Sorry.
So now you're trying to break the ice.
Yeah, we have you elected as the program officer.
But that now means I'm playing the role of a journalist. Yes.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
No problem. You can provide information.
Yeah, so that's how the board went, and that's how the electoral process went. And I remember seeing you doing the debate and demonstrating what you had. I mean, you know definitely what I'm speaking of. Showing case of what you have. What made you think you are more competent to serve as program officer, being a program officer emeritus? And I think the board is something that every young person should have the perception and anticipation to find themselves in. We have built extreme network. We have built a huge family that believes in one agenda, and that's what that's the board. So the election was done, and as we look forward, I was elected, and we have other teams that were elected as well. Yeah.
All right. So after the election, what's next?
I think there's been a recent saga. Like The issue of the Senate proposing an amendment
the proposed
on
amendment of the rape law.
Definitely. During my time, I was elected at a stage where we have the entire country going to national electoral processes. And I think our inauguration have been halted by this.
And in national politics, we cannot interfere with.
Definitely. We try to as well cope with the system that we have here. We should have started planning our electoral process or inauguration process, but we try to hold it a bit because we have an agenda proposed for our inauguration, which we want to achieve, and we don't want it to be interfered by national politics. So we will be looking forward to the end of the election in Liberia, and thereafter we will start again with our planning of inauguration. We also have a series of plans. We have our agenda that we hope to achieve. Of recent, we have been into collective advocacy, joining the Women March against the the proposed amendment of the rape law. And I think that's one of our major achievements as an entity since my inauguration. We were part of that march in our phone number, and we absolutely have been issuing media statements and issuing robust Facebook chit-chat conversation while we think as an institution we are against the amendment. So that's it, and we look forward to a plenty of our inauguration.
Okay, so we went through a time of how the board was established, how the recruitment process is done, the electoral process, how was it done, how different is the election from that the national election, the national politics, and initiative taken by the board even before inauguration. So keep watching Live TV and follow Youth and Society. We'll take a very short break, and when we come out, we'll be going into another aspect of our discussion that is talking about the upcoming Youth Assembly. Keep watching Live TV. Welcome back to Youth and Society today on Live TV, channel 2 on Stockholm. And today I am your presenter, Nathan N. Billy, the founder and executive director of S.E.I.L, that is the Sustainable Educational Initiative Liberia Incorporated. And today in studio on Youth and Society we have as our guest Mr. Wonto T. Wonto, the newly elected chairperson of the National Children and Youth Advisory Board, an advocacy group that is directly preaching the message of the reduction of violence against children in Liberia and around our world. Just before we went for our break, we talked about the formation of the board, the activities of the board, and where the board is today. And he gave a synopsis of how the board has been actively involved in shaping things to a better spectrum or presenting a better platform for children in Liberia and at the global level. And the chairperson led through his presentation or deliberation talked about being appointed by the United Nations as the campus ambassador. So, Mr. Wonto, we would like you to throw a light on that recent appointment, what brought about our recent appointment, and how can Liberians as a whole benefit from that?
This year, August, I was selected as the first ever French ambassador merit-based scholarship awardee, giving on my level of advocacy during the Ebola outbreak with the National Children Youth Advisory Board, leading preliminary statement in Istanbul, Turkey in 2016, and as well participating in a global combination of a policy draft that draft the aspect of youth into Genoa humanitarian services called the Doha Youth Declaration on reshaping the humanitarian agenda. And then all of this work coupled with what I've done, the United Nations Youth Assembly presented me that award as their first ever French Ambassador Scholarship awardee. So I was supported to attend a youth assembly at the United Nations, the summer youth assembly.
When was that?
That was in
The youth
this year, August. And I attended the assembly, and as well I was awarded at the General Assembly Hall at the United Nations headquarters in Manhattan. And then I was also privileged to have spoken in a General Assembly Hall addressing 1,800 plus delegates from 102 countries around the world on my work, my experience, and the global theme we have, which was achieving equity in a solution-driven world. So basically at the assembly, I highlighted components of challenges we had. I saw the decline of Liberians participating in such a global gathering, and then I was a bit saddened by that, and I decided upon my return I will have to work to change it. You see, the human development growth and national international platform discussion create a spirit of serious urgent mentorship. It creates an understanding on global issues around the world. That's what the Youth Assembly presents. So upon my return back to Liberia, I decided to engage the Assembly this year to spearhead the Liberia process, and as well being given the authority to lead a registration year and lead a lot of young people to the next year, February Winter Assembly. So I was appointed as the current coordinator of the Youth Assembly at the United Nations and coordinating Liberian delegates for the Winter Youth Assembly. So this is a tremendous privilege for me, and I think it is a huge task. And I've already started coordinating with some of the young people we have. In my role as coordinator, I have young people gather together with me. I discuss the essence of the assembly in our first meeting. I discuss why it is essential that every young person should envision attending the assembly, and how can we, as Liberians, have a unique representation. So I've started already giving out the PDF file for registration. Like, the registration is done through me. The payment is done through me.
So talk about the registration, the process, the payment, and why should Liberian, young people from Liberia attend the Youth Assembly? Quickly, just talk about why is it essential, and then the process of registering.
Yeah, definitely, it's essential because you attend a series of thematic sessions on global issues at the assembly. You attend a stream like the STEM, Science, Technology, Engineering, Math session, achieving SDG for Science, Technology, Engineering, Math. You attend a refugee session on people that have been thrown out of the country, possibly due to war, conflict, or disasters.
Immigration is, diverse thematic national issues.
Definitely. And you try to network at the assembly. Imagine meeting 1,000 plus young people from 102 countries around the world. Even more than that, you discuss, you understand their culture, you understand their role in their society, what impact are they making. You understand their way in how they feel the global world should be shaped, their global perspective.
That is being in a particular space where you have people from Asia,
definitely,
Africa,
absolutely,
Europe, the Americas, and you are all coming under a particular panel of attending the Youth Assembly with the sole purpose of promoting sustainable development.
Sure. So
what particular goals are the Youth Assembly focusing on? Because we understand that the world today, we have the SDGs that we're promoting up to 2030. So what are those targeted goals that the Youth Assembly tends to focus on this year?
Sure. The Youth Assembly in general focus on the SDG, the Sustainable Development Goals. And I think every year upon year, they try to create a theme that centers around each of the goals.
Yeah.
And this year, the theme is on innovation and collaboration, career impact. And it's on how can young people be able to use innovative solutions through achieving the SDG. And then they are also trying to have a tap in of the high-level political forum that should be coming up. Theme which is poverty, eradication of poverty in a global world within the Youth Assembly. So particularly shaped by this belief, the Assembly will provide an opportunity for young people to discuss and dialogue on how innovation could be a source of inspiration, motivation, implementing tools to achieve the agenda that we have, the SDG, with emphasis and focus on poverty and as well as biodiversity, climate change.
Climate change.
So it's such a your unique program, and I think in my role as campus ambassador, I will ensure, and I'm striving to ensure with my team, that every deserving young person from Liberia should be part of the 2018 Youth Assembly. The assembly is actually the process, like you asked about the process.
Let's go to the process.
You have to do an application through me.
You mean not the normal online conference registration?
No, if you are applying as through an ambassador, you apply through him. Like we have a PDF format of the application process. Send it out to young people, respond to it.
I saw one in my email.
Definitely, yeah. And we're looking forward to you being part of the Winter Youth Assembly. And the questionnaire will be filled in, sent back to my email. I have a team that will evaluate, because my goal is every young person applying through me as an ambassador should be accepted. I have also invited experts to be part of the evaluation, where we'll be able to look through candidate application.
Who are
and we have Moses Owen Brown. We have
Ambassador Moses Owen Brown. You just attended
General
Assembly.
With the exception of political involvement, this is a young man that have made huge impact out there, and he has a clear understanding and dimension of youth work.
I follow Moses Owen Brown. I understand that he's an ambassador for Goal 4 of the SDGs, that is education.
Definitely.
So he has a history of working in the youth sector.
Yeah, and
so
we also have Mr. Ellis Divine.
Mr. Ellis Divine.
Yeah, he's also with us.
President and CEO of the Divine's event.
Yeah, with a lot of other young people.
These are household names in Liberia in terms of you working.
Definitely.
So I think you have a very good and strategic team that you can start working with.
Yeah,
so
and we have international partners as well, from Norway, from the US, who will be aiding in the facilitation process of the young people evaluating, and I'll also be there too as well, because the thing is, the assembly is a global process. The assembly receive application from all around the world, for young people all around the world. The assembly has a space, a targeted space, because the General Assembly hall can take everybody.
I agree.
So in these processes, we have to be a show of individuals that we have, and we have to work towards their acceptance through their application. And that is why I've selected that team to evaluate the process with me and see how we can get the most deserving young people from Liberia to be part of the Winter Youth Assembly. And when the application is filled in, the individual return the application back to me with a review process, because the application will be reviewed by French ambassador.
Yeah.
And then the review process is $17. And then you also have to have an administrative fee which will be $185 that will be paid to the assembly for an invitation and attendance to the Winter Youth Assembly in New York. So if that is paid, you receive your invitation, then we'll start coordinating the process here, where you can be able to access means to achieve your visa at the US Embassy. And then there's also a delegate package at the assembly where you pay for the accommodation. And then the delegate package is around 1,000 something. But you pay $200 after receiving your visa by January, $200 first installment. By January, then you can return back and then say, okay, fine, I've received my visa. This is the money. The money you'll be paying, which is $1,000, will pay for, will take your accommodation, your in and out transport in New York. And then as well, it will provide you feeding. It will provide you an invitation to attend the side events of the conference, aside from the Youth Assembly. And then you will visit a site, just a designated site for all of the assembly members. Is at last year we went at the New York statue. I mean, that's
Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, the Statue of Liberty. That's an amazing place to be. And I mean, I even did a live video where I compared some of the white girls around. Say hi to La Viewer. Do you know La Viewer? Say hi. I mean, it was like hilarious and worthwhile experience. And
so, Well, cognizant of the economic reality and unemployment of young people in Liberia, how will a young person, an average young person, generate such finance to attend a youth assembly, looking at heavy costs at times?
There is one of the reasons why I've invited young people who have had extreme services in youth work to aid me in this process. And I think when I took up the task to initiate this action, this is the first challenge that I felt, and I knew that Liberia is a country where we found extreme difficulty with finance. I mean, every young person can afford 1,000 to attend the assembly. And also mitigated risks that need to be done. And I'm ensuring to invite stakeholders. Like any other stakeholder listening to my voice, you should be ready. We will be doing serious lobbying for young people in Liberia. Because our goal is that every young person in Liberia that will be accepted at the assembly should attend irrespective of their economic constraint. And this is what we'll be doing. We'll be visiting ministries, we'll be visiting representative, elected representative, Senate. We visited the government of Liberia to ensure that
You mean the new elected government after?
the newly elected government.
Wow.
Even the previous government, like if you don't win, you still have a right to contribute to the human development
This
index
is
of
about
Liberians.
Liberia, so
Obviously, it's about Liberia, and I mean ultimately it's about representation of Liberians at that global peak. So we will be definitely engaging all of the well-meaning Liberians. We'll be visiting media talk show, and I'm sure to some extent we can be able to achieve the collectively.
So we seriously pressed with time, but we like to bring the issue of support. We need stakeholders, humanitarians to support this worthy cause of ensuring that you say how many young people Liberia is expected to see?
We will give a designated figure after all of the processes have been filled out. But as current, I'm working with over 70 plus young people.
Okay.
But I think we have to have a coding process. So after we have a selected representation through all of the process filling with the invitation letter, then we have a fake figure to engage. But they should be expecting us.
Of
They
course,
should be
that's the
expecting us.
message. The underlying word there is the youth assembly will be in February, and Liberia is to be represented fully, and it will need the help of all Liberians from different walks of life. So, Youth Society is in serious search for sponsorship. We're seeking sponsorship to continue. It's a very good platform. It's educative and informative platform, and this cannot be done without having some sponsorship. So we're seeking sponsorship from every well-meaning Liberian out there. Whether you are a politician, humanitarian, we need people who will see this as something good that young people can, get involved with as we present issues affecting young people and how we as young people can solve this problem. So you can contact us via our email, that is SEILINC2017@gmail.com. That is S.E.I.L Incorporated 2017@gmail.com. S.E.I.L 2017. S.E.I.L Incorporated, that is INC2017@gmail.com. Or visit our Facebook page. Just log in to Facebook, Sustainable Educational Initiative Liberia Incorporated, and hit the like button. You'll find us there. You can message us, or you can contact us on the following numbers: 0776 153 857, 0776 153 857, or 0886 798 285, 0886 798 285. In order to continue this process, we need you to sponsor, or in any way, in kind or in cash, sponsorship that will help to continue this show that is very educative and informative. And today on Youth Society, we've been discussing issues of young people as it relates to the National Children Youth Advisory Board. We have the chairperson-elect in studio today as our guest, Mr. Wonto. He's also an appointed campus ambassador to coordinate Liberia's representation at the United Nations Winter Assembly comes February. And today we've been discussing how the NYCAB, that is the National Children Youth Advisory Board, continue to play an important role in pushing the issue of the reduction of violence against children and the process of becoming a delegate at the Winter Youth Assembly. So we'd like to take our parting comments. We have to be very brief as we seriously press with time quickly
All right.
before we go.
I want to send out a heartfelt appreciation to you, Mr. Little MD,
And
as
the S.E.I.L
well
family,
as the
Light TV,
yes, obviously Light TV, S.E.I.L family, and it's been a pleasure being here. It's for me a tremendous privilege, and I think I want to send out this to all of the National Training Advisory Board members. Keep burning with advocacy. All of the delegates I'm coordinating, keep the focus despite your constraint. With unity, we can achieve this. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, and keep watching Light TV. Today I presented the show Ito Billy, the founder and executive director of S.E.I.L. Keep following Light TV, and bye bye from my end.